Now streaming on HBO Max is A Christmas Story Christmas. I won't say this is the sequel to A Christmas Story. Well, I kind of will and I kind of won't. There was a sequel to A Christmas Story, went straight to video, called A Christmas Story 2. It's terrible. It's awful. It's insulting to the memory of the original. Erase that from your memory if you even knew about it. This is the sequel to A Christmas Story. A Christmas Story Christmas brings back most of the original cast, and it tells the story of Ralphie, who's now probably in his 40s. He's an adult. He has a wife and kids. And I'm going to give one thing away about this because this is really what sets up the whole story. The old man passes away. You don't see it happen. You find out it happens. The family, Ralphie's family, is getting ready to go back home to be with his family in the Christmas Story house for this Christmas in, I think it's 1972. This is set. And finds out the old man has passed away. So that casts a pall on Christmas. And now he has to be the man of the house, so to speak, and help make Christmas a success with his mother, who in this film is portrayed by Julie Haggerty, who you probably remember from many things, but for me, I always go to Airplane for Julie Haggerty. Melinda Dillon, it would be great if she was in the film, but apparently she has retired from acting and she's just not in it. So Julie Haggerty is great. She doesn't seem out of place as the mother character, and the film just feels like you're back in that world again. You know, it's not, you don't have Gene Shepard narrating it. You don't have Bob Clark directing it. You know, we've lost a lot of the key players that were behind the scenes in the original Christmas Story, but this one is such a loving tribute to the original, and it's very funny. Like, this was laugh out loud funny. I went into this very dubious. I think I said this morning before I recorded this, I think there are very, very few decades later sequels that ever have been worth it or have been very memorable. And I think A Christmas Story Christmas is one of the ones that succeeds. It's not the same story all over again, other than it's Ralphie trying to make sure Christmas goes well for his family, for his kids, for his mother, for his wife. You see a lot of the old gang again. Flick and Schwartz are in the film. You even see, the bullies are in the film. You see a lot of the original players from the film that was, I believe, probably shot in 1982 are back 40 years later. I say it that way because I saw A Christmas Story in the theater when I was a kid. The movie was not a success when it came out in the theater. It really was a success over the years on cable and on video, and then especially when TBS or TNT or whoever decided to just run it for 24 hours. I love A Christmas Story, so I went in sort of with my dukes up for this one, saying, okay, don't tarnish the memory of this beloved classic the way that other sequel did, and this doesn't. It's very respectful, it's touching, you may need a tissue or two here and there, and it's very funny. It's really well shot. This is one of a million movies now, though, that is shot somewhere like in Eastern Europe, substituting for Illinois in the 70s, but I believe they shot exteriors at the Christmas Story house, and it looks just like you're back there again. There are little odes, and in the end credits, watch through the end credits, because there are moments in the end credits where they'll do side-by-side screenshots where they kind of show you where they paid homogenized? They paid tribute to the original film with similar shot setups or having characters in a similar space or something like that. So it's not a, hey, remember the original kind of sequel, which I don't like. It's not a changing the adjective sequel, which I don't like. It's really a wonderful revisiting of that world and these characters. And in an interesting way, it almost serves as a prequel to the original. Watch to the end and you'll know what I'm talking about. So I highly recommend it. It's only available on HBO Max, but I'm sure it'll get a physical media release eventually. This is A Christmas Story Christmas.